Can you hear us now? Tommy, can you hear us?
Yes, Chief.
Can you pick a date for next week?
No, not yet. I guess we'll continue with it. Commissioners, we have the 25th through the 29th, morning preferably, sometime like around 10 a.m. Any days? Ms. Butler just said any day next week?
If it's in the morning, the 27th, 28th, or 29th are better for me.
Yeah. 29th is perfect. Either Thursday or Friday is good for me.
Okay. For all of you? Okay, Thursday it is. Thursday, the 28th will be the grand opening of the Clint Station number 2. The time will be 10 a.m. Yes, we'll send out an email. Commissioners, also, we are still pending a lot of equipment for the new fleet. I know we discussed it in one of the meetings. I know that Chief Glenn has been asking about his campers. They said sometime this month or next month they would be arriving. We still don't have any confirmation on such arrival, so we're still looking at that. Part of the problems that we're having is still ongoing as equipment, and we keep getting told that it's not available at this time. So it's not that we're not trying to buy the equipment, we're just still trying to catch up. Facilities are being worked on as part of that, and we're doing as much as we can with the equipment and supplies that we have. So right now, all staff is still trying to make it work on the facilities and equipment. Luckily, we've been lucky that we didn't have any major breakdowns for the facilities, and that we were able to find all the repairs that we were able to do. The one thing that did break down, and just so you all know, the truck that was going to be used for that new trailer we purchased, just the engine started smoking, so we are going to have to repair it. And that truck only has 5,000 miles on it. So one of the things that the shop that just looked at it said is lack of use is what's going to kill these trucks. And it's unfortunate that that big truck that's only got 5,000 miles on it is now going to need an engine.
What year model is that, sir?
It's a 1995.
Jeez.
So again, we're trying everything we can as far as repairs and maintenance. So we are working diligently to make sure that all our stations are running and being equipped, but we're still running into problems with equipment. Any questions, commissioners? All right, on that, one more thing. We did get inspected by Texas Commission on Fire Protection. 2 departments from the district got inspected, West Valley and ourselves. We are happy to report we got 100% inspection. Now we're gearing for the Texas Department of Health. We are all getting reviewed, our inspection in next week, so we're hoping to get 100%. And then our next one is going to be Texas Commission on Law Enforcement for 100% review also. So we're prepared for all these inspections. We're getting all our documentation. This is the first time the district will be in charge of making sure all the paperwork is correct and that we pass it 100%. Yes, sir. No, the West Valley and us are the only Texas Commission on Fire Protection departments. So they are the only ones that by law have to get inspected. But since we own all the equipment, we're meeting all the requirements. So we pass, they gotta pass as well. This is what we as a district is working for. A lot of departments, it's beneficial and it's not beneficial because then they'd have to meet all the requirements that we're doing. And they'd have to keep track of. In some departments, that's not feasible for them to keep track of. And by law, volunteer departments are not required to be monitored by the state.
So what West Valley does is it's out of their own.
It's a voluntary compliance.
Okay.
Anything else, commissioners? Any other questions? Yes, that's on the agenda. It's on the agenda, and we'll discuss that a little bit more. Item number 8, informational purposes only. Item number 9, discuss and take action amending the fiscal year 21-22 budget submitted by Chief Esparza. Mariana, go ahead.
Chief, sorry, since somebody from Gano is here, could we get an update on
Brenda, do you have a report to give?
item number 7?
You want to go back to Commissioners? Can I have a motion to reinstate item number 7?
Motion to reinstate number 7.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second. Who was number 2? Second by Commissioner Barnes. Go ahead. No, yes, as long as the light's on, you can leave it on. Touch it.
Okay, good evening.
I don't think you have to press it anymore. You just,
There.
Yeah.
Ta-da. Okay. Just a quick thing, the regional testing, we did get a cancellation. I'm not too sure what the lady's name is, but she
Joyce
canceled it.
Quinn.
Yeah, she canceled it because there was only one tester. So I guess either gonna reschedule it, or they're just gonna go to the next one. But it was canceled for the 26th. And then there's some policies being updated, Chief. I know that Cindy's getting with Chief, going through the policies. We were supposed to get I guess like an update, but we didn't get one.
Yeah, it
don't
was
know
sent
if-
out.
I don't know, but just to let you know that we are working with Chief on those new policies. They're being updated. That's it,
No, the new employee handbook, it's being updated.
just updates. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming all the way down here for 2027.
Item number 9. Item number 7 was informational purposes only. Item number 9, discuss and take action amending fiscal year 21-22 submitted by Chief Esparza. Mariana, go ahead.
Commissioners, this is just for the budget amendments on some of the income we've received, interest, and we received 203,800 in additional sale of assets, which is the units. Total as of yesterday is at $320,500 for all the sale of the units. I just received a check today for, I believe was an additional $5,000. So that'll be added next meeting. And then the other 2 transfers was for Fabens and Sanelli within the same budget, their own budget. And it's the highlighted in green on the Excel sheet. So as of today, we actually have an excess of $208,596 that can be used for whatever may come up during the year.
Commissioners, on that, just on that note, on the vehicle income that we've made out of the use of that sale of the fleet, surplus fleet, I am looking to replace the 2 maintenance trucks they received when they started all the maintenance department. The two old trucks that were brush trucks. Our team has been doing phenomenal. I think it's time to upgrade them to something newer. Of course, they're using a 2004 trucks, and they've been working out. I had a meeting with them. They got excited that we're looking at to replacing those old units with something new. However, I'm having a meeting with Rudolph Chevrolet. They're the only ones that say they had 2 coming. Actually, the trucks are already here, but they're going to make them into service bodies. So the price was fair. I didn't put it in the agenda because I want to make sure that we and my staff are in agreement that that's what's going to work for the district. So it'll be on the next agenda, or we might have to have a special meeting just for those vehicles since we want to beat everybody else to get them.
Is it the same type of truck that they have?
It'll be a gasoline truck instead of diesel trucks, and it's going to be a 1-ton truck. But it'll be a enclosed service body instead of the open bodies that they have.
Mhm.
Yes, they currently have a 1-ton pickup. So except they're going with gasoline, lower maintenance than what we're using right now in diesel. And for what we do, the mechanic and the facilities person said that would be awesome for them. Less maintenance cost. Item number 9, any questions? Or do I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz,
Second.
second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and take action on Chase Bank excess collateral submitted by Chief Esparza. Mariana, go ahead.
This is in your Dropbox, Commissioners. It just needs to be signed by Commissioner Santana. It needs your approval and then signed by Commissioner Santana.
Motion to approve. Second.
Thank you.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discuss and take action approving repairs to RP 701 to replace air pump, shift assembly, pump and gauge switch, solenoid air valve parts from Daco Fire Equipment, the amount of $2,104.91. Repairs to brush 702, VIN number 7J460596 to replace condenser assembly parts ordered Border International in the amount of $2,763.34. Repairs to pump rate 03, VIN number YA000398, parts ordered from Sims Martin in the amount of $4,466.88, and replace tires on pumper 802, VIN number XH671763 from Redburn Tire Company in the amount of $3,097.36. Commissioners, these are repairs that had to be done to these units. This is to ratify the repairs on these units. And again, a lot of the problems that we're running into these units is lack of use. So tires is just on our policy that we replace tires in every 5 years. So this is the replacement time. They are getting dry rotted just standing there, and DOT does make them replace them. This is just to ratify the purchases that were already made.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Diaz was number 1, right?
Yes.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 12, discuss and take action approving the purchase of a lift for the maintenance department in the amount of $27,223.09 from Rotary Lift. Commissioners, the annual lift inspection for the lifts in the shop, 2 of them failed. And it's more costly to repair them than what they cost to be replaced. Those lifts are 20 years old. So Mr. Silva did request that we replace 2 of them in the amount of $27,223.09 from Rotary Lift, which is the same manufacturer that currently is installed there. And this is under a contract. Commissioners, this could be coming from the building repair and maintenance, which is, we have $100,000, Marina?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Building, you have available 81,243. We would have to transfer because this is 27,000 and it's considered of furniture and equipment. So it would need to be another transfer.
So we have the funding to be able to do it.
You said it was 2 sets or?
It's two lifts.
And what's is the same lift capacity as the ones out there?
Same, except one of them is now going to be turned into a full drive-on with ramps. And then the other one's the same exact one. Of course, 20 years newer.
The total of both is 27,000?
That is correct. $27,223.09 is for both.
And it says on here, what's the 7,000-pound rolling jack?
The rolling jack, that's on the new drive-on unit. There is a rolling little jack that goes in the middle to lift the tires when they're doing the brake
Okay,
check.
Okay, good, okay. Good deal.
Motion to approve.
Second.
These come with a warranty or?
They do. And it's, should be stipulated there. These are under a state contract and GSA contract.
One-year parts and labor? Okay, that's good. All right.
A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 13, Discuss and take action allowing one member of the Montana Vista Fire Rescue to attend basic EMT course at per action, tuition fees, uniform background check, vaccines, and certification, total amount for $2,220. Chief? Hey, yes.
We have one member that wanted to take the course. We looked at online courses. I have another member working on that. You know, if this guy felt it was best for him to go through ProAction and take the course.
Which one is quicker, chief?
Both are about the same. I mean,
Same length of
I know
time?
if you do the online class, that depends on the person. You know, if he really
Right.
sits down and spends time on it, he probably gets that quicker.
Right.
And this one's more hands-on?
This is class.
This-
He's more comfortable in a classroom than sitting at a computer.
Well, I don't know. I think there's advantages to doing hands-on.
Yes, sir.
I don't want some kid, my last breath saying,
Yeah, I mean, in the classroom, they still have
But I-
the skills, and they still have.
fair enough, good deal.
Chief Esparza, money is available.
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, chief.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes?
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discuss and take action authorizing to pay the difference on Blackboard platform in the amount of $5,301. The total will be offset by the grant provided by Texas Forest Service in the amount of $10,000. Commissioners, as you're aware, Socorro did receive a grant for $10,000 to be able to buy some type of training platform, equipment, videos, and it was $10,000. We looked at the Blackboard. We thought it was going to go be 10,000. They lowered the price because they felt that we needed to get some training on it. So that's the difference of 5,301. As previously discussed, the Blackboard platform will allow us to be a training academy with Texas Commission on Fire Protection and be able to provide the classes that these volunteers are currently taking online and out of town. We currently have 2 individuals that are enrolled in an online platform type of style class at the cost of $5,000. If we do the Blackboard, it'll be $15,000, but we can send up to 500 at a time. Of course, this is beneficial to us. I currently just applied to become an online training facility through Texas Commission on Fire Protection, and I applied for 4 disciplines, which is firefighter basic, instructor 1, 2, and 3. We will be applying for the other 8 disciplines that are available. However, we need to get our numbers more with instructors. By us providing this will allow us to do it. This is going to be a working project with ESD1, ESD2, and other departments that are going to try to join in, and they will also bring some funding to the table if need be. This will be offset. We are putting in the first set of $5,000 to make it work, and we're having meetings with all of them and see how we're going to go. There isn't enough of us to train everybody here, but if we work together, I think this is going to be a great partnership for all of us because we're all having the same problem. El Paso Community College is not providing enough students to go. And we're going to try to cater to our volunteers to be able to go in online at their time. And the best part is I always say somebody's going to fail. It didn't cost us anything other than the annual fee for this platform.
What's the amount? Is it every year, an annual?
Yeah, the next year will be $11,000. Just the way I looked at it is if we send 4 people to an academy online, we just pay $10,000. And there's no guarantees that they're going to pass. This is the beginning.
Passing or no?
What's that? What's that?
We mean, no guarantee. There's no guarantee they're gonna pass this course either.
No, but at least we can recycle them over and over until they pass.
Gotcha.
Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, did we not approve some people going to class a couple of months ago, and it was like $5,000?
That is correct.
Motion to approve on this.
Just so you all know, once we submit the PO for this, as soon as we get the platform, the first class, we're being very conservative. The first class online should be ready to go by the end of June. Because we still have to input the curriculum, it has to be approved by the state. So current,
when do we have to pay?
well, we're gonna have to pay immediately, so they'll give us the platform.
Okay.
But as soon as we get it, the curriculum will be implemented. And we think we'll have it approved and ready to go by the end of June.
So from June to June or?
No, from right now, if we say we issue the PO tomorrow, May to May is when the year will go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this will allow potential volunteers, instead of going to pay at UPCC, the $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 they're gonna pay, they'll come here, volunteer for a department.
And we'll put them through the curriculum.
Exact same certifications they would get for paying at UPCC.
That is correct.
Okay, awesome.
Have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes
Aye.
and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discuss and take action on amending employee handbook. Commissioners, if you see the employee handbook, it's been reviewed by us and by HR. And you should have a section with everything that was updated as to changes we've made over the years. And we've added to where this is encompassing uniform personnel and non-uniform personnel. So this will be one and the same. The only thing that I believe HR was going to add is a section for the exempt employees. So we struck out everything that's been changed and it's very minimal. They are in agreement. Or Brenda, any difference? They're in agreement with everything that's been changed. And just want to make sure that you all knew what was changed and if you had any questions.
I have a couple of questions, Chief.
Go ahead.
First, on the org chart.
Okay.
A lot of differences here from how it was previously.
Mhm.
And I know we've discussed a lot of this before, but I don't think we ever, or maybe I wasn't here for those discussions, but discussed HR not going to the board. So if you notice the previous org chart, it's the board, HR, legal.
Mhm.
Now you have the board, legal, the chief, HR, and the contracted fire chiefs.
Mhm.
So can you give me the explanation for moving HR down?
That was created by you all in one of the meetings. I can't remember exactly what date, but it was created to where HR will answer to me, except if it's me, the HR has to go directly to the board president. Anything below that will be handled here at our level.
Okay, well, what I'm thinking is HR and legal intersect a lot. We have to discuss personnel issues still at the board level. So does it make sense to move HR? I don't know if any other board members have opinions on that or if,
No, it's a good point. I mean, I don't know why legal's higher than up there.
That's the only one you left up there. Legal, I can't tell legal to say no when he works under you all. That's the only one that you didn't change. That's why it wasn't changed. I mean, I don't have a problem. You want to send them down also.
no, I want to send HR back up, is what I'm saying. Because ultimately, we're responsible as a board or,
Yes, but HR will not be going to you for the subordinates under the chief. He would only be going to you.
but legal doesn't do that either. Legal goes straight to you before they come to us.
No, the president gets CC'd on all emails that
So,
the legal sends
I'm
out.
not privy to those conversations, but
Brenda, what do you think?
You all made the choice to change HR to be under me.
See, I wasn't on that committee, so I
I don't recall making that final.
Was that the
decision.
old place?
No, it was here.
no, you guys had a meeting here. I don't know who was here, so.
Secret meeting?
Brenda, you have a
It was a
comment
good
on
meeting.
this? You have an opinion?
Well, I was asking Cindy since she was the one who was working with the handbook. She says that technically we're not off, we're just off to the side. So technically we're not lowered, we're just off to the side.
Chief?
No, this one, you're underneath myself.
I'm not sure if you want me to have Cindy call in so she can explain it.
Sure.
Sure, okay. Let me tell her.
And make sure she's looking at what we're looking at, please.
Yes, she received the same handbook.
Commissioner Butler, if you don't mind me asking, what's the concern for being equal or not being equal? And help me understand that.
I was under the impression that ultimately if there's a personnel issue, especially when it has legal ramifications, that the board is responsible for those types of issues. So I see that very closely intertwined with HR.
Which is why you feel that legal and HR should be,
Right, at the same level underneath the board.
Chief, and your opinion on that?
It was like that and you all decided to change it because there was a issue where you felt that HR should be answering to me instead of you all. Because ultimately we're dealing with the bottom ranking employees.
I know there was a meeting with like just a couple of commissioners about that, but I remember the general discussion.
No, this was in a public forum. This was changed in a public forum. That's why it was changed. I'd have to go back through all the
So
meetings.
your concern is that HR wouldn't have to answer to you, they would just, that we would step over it? Like, what's your concern?
That's the way it was. So I just changed it because that's what you all changed that in that one meeting. I don't have a problem. I got nothing to hide, so it doesn't matter that they answer to you, except when it comes to the employees, HR will not be going to you as far as employees. If we're going to terminate somebody, you won't be the ones to answer to say, yes, we're going to terminate someone.
Well, see,
How
we
would we
should,
be dealing directly with HR?
I mean, I don't know. We get reports. We're supposed to be getting regular reports from HR.
And that's how we're
Anyway.
doing it to the chief, but I don't understand. I don't see it making much of a difference, but I don't see us dealing directly with HR. It's mainly.
I don't think that this, if we moved it back up, that it would mean that HR reports to us. But I think ultimately,
Well, that's what it
We're-
means. They're right below us. They report to us.
the chief could still have operating
So that's the
say,
case, we leave
just like he
HR
does
there
with
then.
legal. Right?
I mean, even legal, we don't, well, I guess in the sense that I get CC'd, but
You get CC'd because if it's going to be something that affects the board, the legal always wants to make sure that if he has to call you and say, we need to have a quick meeting, that you're aware of what's happening. That's why he CC you on everything. No matter if it's the fire marshal side or whatever, he CC him for everything, just in case. But guarantee you that legal will be the first one to pick up the phone and call you directly if there was a problem that needed to be handled right now, to where we had to convene a meeting. But like I said, commissioners, I have no, if you feel that it's left like that or you want to change it, it's however, I would just need the verbiage that you want in there so that I can put it in there. Because that is going to go back to also the complaint. That changes the complaint,
the what now?
the complaint section of the employee handbook. Because it also said the employee went all the way to the board bypassing that, so we changed that. They follow the chain of command, and that's what we did on the employee handbook.
What page is the complaints on?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Good afternoon, Chief. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was waiting for you to finish, but I understand there's questions. Hello? Hello? I called in, but I don't know if they can hear me.
No more? We don't have to.
It is on page 34. details now that if step one, discuss your grievances and concerns with your immediate supervisor. Should the result prove unsatisfactory and you feel you cannot discuss the concern with your immediate supervisor, you may take this grievance up to the
I don't
second
know where I'm at.
step.
but I'm-
Then step two, you may file a formal written grievance with the next link in your chain of command. He or she will provide you a verbal written response within the 10 working days unless he or she determines that additional time is required under the circumstances. If your problem is not resolved after this discussion in that link, you may proceed to directly to step three. Step three, if you are not satisfied with the outcome of step two, the procedures, and you wish to pursue the problem could further complaint, you may submit a written complaint directly to Human Resources, and it is recommended that such submission be made in writing in order to avoid uncertainty or disputes in the exact nature of the complaint. After a full examination of the facts, which may include the review of the written summary of the statement, discussion of the law, the individual's concerns and further investigations if necessary, Human Resources will advise you of the decision when investigation has been concluded. So that used to say the board. So you also do not handle that, so we remove that. And that's where Human Resources comes into play. We're funneling everybody through the chain of command.
But then what happens once it gets to human resources?
If they feel that they need to go to you all, they will come to you all.
So then we're.
And that was what was said at the last meeting, that they would be under me, but if they can bypass me, if it has something to do with me or with anything that he has to get with legal.
I'd like that to be reflected here, both in the complaint procedure as well as that link between the board and HR and in the org chart, whether it's a dotted line or it's something to indicate that if there's an employee issue that escalates to that level to HR, that the board is ultimately responsible for those decisions. I think that's fair, don't you?
I don't think we should
Well,
be.
should we be involved at that point in time? I mean, that's why chief is
I think
here.
What if the complaint is about chief?
Because he's
And
not
there's the
getting into
assistant
phone.
Do
chief.
you have something for us?
Yeah, just really
I
quick,
can
Chief.
do it.
Cindy said that she's
I don't know.
on the phone call. She's connected.
Let me see, is she trying to talk?
I don't know. She said that she's there connected on
Hello?
the phone.
Can she hear us?
Yes.
Because I see a number, all I can see is numbers, I can't see names.
Does it start with a 222?
Hello?
Yes.
That's her.
Put that phone number out across the.
Brenda, can you all hear me?
She says she can hear us.
She can? No, she's muted, so she needs to unmute herself.
No, I'm not. I'm not
She
muted.
said she's been trying to respond.
Star, I forgot, 6-9, I think it is.
She says she's not muted on her end.
Tommy's logging on.
Now Tommy's logging on to Teams.
Technology.
Tell her to call me on my cell phone and then I'll put her on the microphone.
Cindy, if you can hear us, raise your hand. I definitely see where Commissioner Butler's coming from.
I mean, I can
I
see,
do-
I
I
can,
do
I
see
can
that.
see all sides.
Without Cindy here, Brenda, I don't know, speak for Connell HR on this.
Well, if there's ever an issue, if somebody has an issue with Steve, they can always come to us, and of course, there's the assistant. It's
You
just like
feel
anybody else.
obligated, You have to go to chief before you come to the board.
Yes, that's how the steps are.
And the way
We go
that
through him
diagram
for
is set up
everything.
Right now, that's the requirement. As a fee for
Hey,
hire,
Cindy.
fee for service, they're not gonna violate that. So you're correct.
And what do you think about that? That you have to go through the chief first before.
No, I mean, that's how it is with the other ESDs, that we have to go through the chiefs first, and then because he answers to you, so we go through that funnel. I mean, that's
Even
not,
legal, I'm sorry,
sorry, go ahead.
even with legal, you have, Ron, you have a great working relationship, don't matter where they're on the chart, you're gonna work with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be a barrier where, you know, so-and-so has just made a complaint against chief, and now I'm obligated to tell chief before I go to the board, or?
Yeah, no. If it's an issue with him, of course, if, like he said, if there's an issue that we have to bring up to your attention, then you're going to be brought up to that attention. We're not gonna, if it's about
CC
him,
versus.
yes.
Again,
I don't have an issue with any of that.
That's your problem. It's just, I think we're putting our own speed bump in front of this.
Yeah. It's a usual with any kind of ESDs that we have, we go through the chiefs. First.
That's the normal
Mhm.
procedure,
Mhm.
which is the proper
Yeah, not just here,
procedure.
it's with all of them.
Because then at that point in time, if you
Hold on, I don't
have
have you on the speaker yet.
people coming through us, well, then why is the chief in place? I mean, we're busy with our
Yeah, so
stuff.
we funnel it for you all.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And then the issue, if anybody has a complaint with anybody else, we tell chief, we work it with chief, and then he funnels it to you if need be.
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, all of us as board members, we have an open door policy to the point to where if there is something wrong, people do come to us. I mean, but we have to follow the proper chain of command. And that's why it's being put in place.
Mhm.
So it's followed.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not opposed to there being a structure that is chain of command focused. What I'm saying is that there should be a procedure where if the issue is directly with the assistant chief or the chief or both,
Mhm.
that there's a recourse to the board that is indicated in the handbook, and it's not right now.
Well,
So you want the,
Because it should reflect legal and HR should be on the same playing field. At some point. If you have legal.
yes,
And I don't have a problem adding that. If the complaint is on me, it should be you all, but if it's on him, then HR would have to come to me because I'm going to be the one that have to reprimand him or terminate him.
right, maybe just add that to the, on page 34, add that in that chapter. If it's an incident involving the fire chief or his assistant, HR can go directly to the board.
I would feel comfortable with that, yeah.
I'm adding in there for step number 3, if, just as a disclaimer, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you're looking for, Commissioner. If the,
Is it gonna be a
Incident-
disclaimer or a step 4?
I think it's part of step 3 or 2. I mean, it could be one of
Be
those.
like a 3.
But I'm gonna add it for step 3, if the, like in parentheses, if the human resources will notify the board if the issue is with the chief officer.
I'm good with that, Ms. Butler.
Could we also maybe do like a dotted line from HR to the board on the org
Oh, yeah.
chart?
Yeah,
That's fine.
definitely.
Okay.
No problem.
I've never seen a dotted line on those graphs,
It's
but
pretty common. It indicates that there's a level of communication there that's maybe not a
It could-
direct.
Yeah, it could be just a visual sense. It's more visual sense.
I don't think
Easier
we
to know
need
where you go.
Tommy and Cynthia anymore, right?
I have one other comment on the handbook.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me put the dotted line. What page was that?
34.
No, the org chart is on 8.
Okay. I'm done. And then one more?
Also, on the org chart, it's a little bit confusing to me that you have the fire chief's administrative assistants all in a
Fire
line.
chiefs.
On page 8 now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do they not report directly to anybody? Are they on their own?
they report to us.
They report to Chief Salcedo?
Chief Salcedo and myself. As you can see now, Chief Salcedo is there in the bottom, and then now I'm at the top.
So the administrative assistants, how many of them are there?
2.
2? And they don't work for anybody specifically, they're just,
Just us 2.
huh?
No, She's talking about the other two. Mariana has her own.
I have
and then
two.
Mariana has two, and they're detailed there under district administrator, district administrator assistant, and then the other ones are chief Salcedo's assistant and mine.
Okay. And then we have a compliance department?
Yes,
Who's that?
that's Jamie Olmsted. He was formerly in the purchasing. Now he's in charge of reviewing all the compliance that we have to do. Air pack testing, ladder testing, pump testing, post testing, everything that we are being reviewed for.
Okay. I just wasn't familiar with those. Okay, so my other comment is on the benefits overview.
Okay.
I didn't write the page number down, but
Let me look at it.
if you find it, let me know.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Brenda. Thanks, Cindy, if you're still on.
Cindy, sorry.
Okay, thank
Go
you.
back. Bye. Bye-bye.
I saw it.
Benefits, right?
Huh?
Benefits?
Benefits. Okay, benefits overview, page 17. The items in red. The district believes in the employee's physical and mental well-being. Therefore, the district will allow the employee to work out the last 30 minutes of their shift at any of the district's owned facilities. Failure to follow this directive may lead to disciplinary action up to and including termination of employment. My question is on that last sentence,
Okay.
because it says, the first sentence says that the district will allow the employee to work out, and then the second sentence says failure to follow this directive. So is it
Yes.
a directive
So
or is
we-
it a
So
benefit?
we can change the wording at the very last. So what we are trying to accomplish is we're going to allow you to work out the last 30 minutes. But of course, we have employees that are going to try to do 2 hours or an hour. We're not going to have that. It's the last 30 minutes. So if they fail to follow the last 30 minutes, then they can be written up and they're terminated if they're habitual offenders. It's only a protection for us because we've already had employees try it.
So
Chief,
like,
this is geared towards the,
Health and safety, Commissioner.
I'm sorry?
Health and safety of the firefighters and employees. During COVID, we were cooped up in here, so I allowed the staff to work out the last 30 minutes of their shift just to make sure that they go outside, get some fresh air. They can walk here. They can't leave, but they can definitely go outside or go work out. If they choose not to, then they'll continue to work like everybody else. They can stay longer. Definitely, they can stay longer. We will support them the last 30 minutes of their shift.
You're referring to it's 30 minutes max? Is
What's
that- Was that the issue? The 30 minutes maximum?
Yes, because we have firefighters that are like working out since 12 and, you know, there's other chores we have them do. So that's why we're detailing it, that if they failed to comply with you know, we're giving them the last 30 minutes.
30 minutes max.
But if they abuse the system, we can write them up. And if they continue to abuse the system, we can terminate them for it.
okay, yeah, it's not written very well to indicate that. So maybe it's like abuse of this policy or.
Brenda, can you look at
benefit.
that, please? Anything else?
That's all I have on the handbook.
That's pretty good. Chief?
Although I will note that not all of the changes seem to be redlined in red.
Yes, I just
So
noticed that.
it's hard to tell what's been added and what hasn't.
Yeah, it was only because we only changed the name from board to HR, so on some of those, yes, we did. But everything else that was changed, it pretty much stayed the same. Any other questions, commissioners?
No, sir.
Even in the changes that were just recommended, there's not gonna hamper your ability to run this DSP effectively, correct?
No.
I think you've done a great job up until now. You're very patient when you deal with the situations you come across. Sometimes too patient. What we changed tonight will not hamper or in any way keep you from being able
No.
to execute what you need. Right?
No, and I think those are issues that I just want to make sure that when we bring this out, because the next step for us is to put all this in back into black language. Then HR, we're going to have a meeting with all the employees and we're going to go over every single item to where it's clear as mud to them.
Chief, as
Yes.
far as, once you do that, will each and every employee have to sign off on it as well?
It is. It's in the very back of the handbook.
Cool.
And that in addition to that, so we use emergency reporting. We have a digital library, and this is going to be posted in emergency reporting, and every employee has access to the library and emergency reporting. So they can't say that they lost it. Anything that we update, change will be updated and changed into those same thing.
And any updates that do come in at that point in time, will you give it out to them and at the same time have to sign it again, that they have received it and that it is a new policy or whatever, and that they are aware of it, correct?
Yes.
Got it. I'm
And
good
like I
with
said,
that.
we're gonna work with HR. They're gonna bring everybody in. We're gonna go over this supervisors first, then the next one's down to make sure we all are on the same page.
I'm good with that. This-
Do I have a motion for item number 15?
Motion to approve with the changes.
Second.
Well, motion by Commissioner Santana, second by Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? And Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 16, discuss and take action on ratifying the purchase of fuel from CNR Distributing in the amount of $2,163.48.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Avalos. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? And Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Commissioners, just to make a statement on that one bill, if you can see the amount of fuel that we bought for that amount, we were buying 1,000, now we're only getting 500 gallons. So we're trying to keep up with that tank so it doesn't catch us off guard. We did see the fuel dropped a little bit. So, but still, we want to have our excess fuel, as we stated before, just to make sure we don't get hit hard with fuel prices. Item number 17, discuss and take action approving pump testing for West Valley Fire Department's pumper, tanker, brush, quint, firefighter trucks, Inc. in the amount of $2,250. I don't know why this one's on there. Oh, yeah, because it went over 2,250. Commissioners, just to ratify this, this is an annual pump test that we have to do on these trucks.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Butler, second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 18, discussing approving and allowing the district staff and Board of Commissioners to attend the from ESD2 to attend the Safety 2023 Annual Conference, February 2nd through the 4th, 23 in Round Rock, Texas, to include travel expenses, training, registration fees. Commissioners, we're trying to be proactive on the trainings that you all take because hotel is going to be, it was difficult. We had to stay at a different hotel this last go around. And if you all are going to attend, I'd like to reserve now and be prepared for that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Butler. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 19, discuss and take action. Sorry? I thought he was saying something. Discussion and action on replacement computers for the Board of Commissioners. Commissioners, your computers are already about 8 years old, if I'm not mistaken. We did get one of the Surface Pros, and I think that's what everybody would probably like to see, something that's more Windows-based rather than the Apple. I'd like permission to replace them. They're running about $2,100 a piece. So this is something that we can transfer some money. We have plenty of money on the vehicle sales to replace your computers. And this, the same price everywhere else. So, I mean, there's really nothing to look at there. The price is the price.
Motion.
Second.
We're going to be using the funds from the vehicles, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Butler. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 20, discuss and take action on the old SCBA air packs submitted by Chief Esparza. Commissioners, one of the things that we looked at, we've replaced a lot of the old air packs with the new ones. However, we have to make those air packs, either surplus or the correct wording was obsolete to where we can consider them trash. One of the reasons for that is because we want to sell them to our neighboring departments, and if we have them as surplus, we'd have to sell them. So these are old air packs. We looked them up online. They're currently, big amounts of air packs are selling for a couple of $100s. But if we make them as now they're been trashed, then we can sell them for whatever the fee is in accordance to what you all want to do with it. And we can set it as $1, $2, $3, whatever the price may be. But it could only be as if you make them that they are obsolete and they're no longer viable for us to sell.
This would be like, let's say, Hudson County or Culver City County or something like that.
Right now, currently the sheriff's department is looking for 45 of them. 45 of them, and I'm pretty sure neighboring departments are gonna need some. We try to sell them, we'd have to put them up at Gov Deals. And it's something that, they might get outbid for a couple of $100s for that. I think that it's good for us to help our county agencies and our neighboring departments for equipment that are no longer viable to us.
Departments out there that can use them?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I can't help them out. We're trying to figure out what the departments across the border, they came in, they showed us that they don't have any and that they have helmets with a chin strap made out of a wire. We throw away helmets that are way better than that. However, we just can't give it away, but we're trying to figure out how. So this is one of them, that this is no longer a viable and they're considered trash.
Actually, I was gonna say, a few days ago, Chief from actually reached out and asked if there was a way we could help sell or donate equipment to them. They're desperate.
They went up to Commissioner's Court as well, and they did call me up and I said, we would definitely consider it, but this is the only way that we can do it, is that we consider this obsolete and no longer viable for us.
That's the legal way.
That's the only way to get rid of them, right?
Well, no, if it's surplus, then I'd have to sell it in Gov Deals because it's still viable equipment.
Well,
But according to Ken, you all would have to deem it obsolete and not viable.
if we can find some of our neighbors that need them, I think I'm more in agreement of helping them out than having some other company come in, bid on them, and then,
Reselling them to these
yes,
departments.
reselling them or something. I'd rather help out our people, our neighbors. So,
Even our neighbors, commissioners, the water districts here, we saw their equipment the other day and we
Yes.
got scared.
well,
And
Chief, make a motion on this to do what you just recommended.
To make them obsolete,
Yeah.
not viable.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Butler,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes, and Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. El Paso County ESD number 2 is now entering into a closed meeting. I'm sorry.
Have you had a chance to talk to the chiefs on this in your meeting?
Oh. Oh, they already have all new air packs. They don't. They got all brand new, so they don't, they don't know what's happening with all these other air packs. El Paso County ESC number 2 is now entering into closed meeting pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 to consult with district attorney concerning all matters identified on the agenda where the board seeks advice from their attorney as privileged communication. The date today is April 19th, 2022. Time is 7 p.m.
Hey, Roger, President, make a recommendation, we don't go over 20 minutes on this. Last time we were here, how long?
El Paso County ESC number 2 has completed its closed meeting. The date is Tuesday, April 19, 2022. The time is 7:31 PM. Commissioners, can I make a motion to delete item number 23?
Motion to approve?
Motion to delete?
To delete.
We
Have a-
deleted that one, right?
I have a motion by Commissioner Santana, second by Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Diaz? Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 24, take action on unauthorized use of district vehicles. Anybody signed up to speak on this behalf? No? Yes, sir. You got to sign, chief. Twenty-four.
Awesome. Yes. This is gross.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
How you doing, chief?
It was brought up to my attention, the situation. You know, I'm also, I do not agree with what happened. Just do want to let you know, I know he is a good guy. He is a valuable member. He is one of the only members that is fully certified. I'm also going to handle it within our department. I know you guys are going to make a decision as well, so that's all I want to say.
What's your thoughts on the action?
Shouldn't have happened.
Good guy.
Yeah, shouldn't have happened. He should have known better. So, but like I said, you guys are gonna take your action, then I'll take my action after, whatever you guys decide. But yeah, I know he was trying to be a good guy and stuff like that, but that shouldn't have happened at all.
Good guy, meaning in what sense, chief? I'm sorry, I'm kind of.
My understanding, talking with him, I guess he had a personal belonging of a fellow coworker. So I guess we're gonna meet up in El Paso, and it just extended that they ended up over there. And then I guess he was gonna pick up in his personal something from over there. So they kind of agreed like, hey, you bring this, I'll give you this. And it just kind of went out of hand. So, but in the department, like I said, he's a valuable member. He is an officer. He is the only guy that is fully certified firefighter, EMT, and plus more. There's only 2 in my department that are fully certified, so.
And the rest of your guys, chief,
They're
where do you have them right now? Are you instructing them? Sorry about that. Let me take this off. Are you helping, what are you doing to help your guys?
Good, so the 2 guys that you guys for that Blackboard stuff, the 2 guys that you were talking about, they're my members. Actually, I gotta put in a request because they are gonna go to school in the next 2 weeks. So they're doing good. They're almost done with their online portion, but that Blackboard will help us a lot. He mentioned it cost $5,000 just to get the class started. We still gotta look into travel and all that, so it's more than $5,000. So that Blackboard and to be able to have it here would be awesome. Beneficial, definitely.
Got it.
So this is just for 2 people. And it was 5,000 something just for the initial class. We still gotta submit for travel, per diem and all that. So, it's a little bit more.
It's still worth it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's still worth it, but.
We just went through a hazmat awareness through, it wasn't TEEX, it was I think the Department of Emergency Services for Texas. We got all of our personnel hazmat and awareness, which is the first 2 you gotta complete through SSFMA before you can start your fire 1 and 2. So
Nice.
we're looking into more classes. Gentleman we're talking about, he is my training officer as well. He's the one that's been bringing up all that stuff for our department, so.
It's it's really hard when you depend on somebody like that, chief, you know? I mean, we all depend on one another.
Mhm.
And it's so hard to make a decision at one point or another, what's best for us to do. And we can't think with our hearts.
Mhm.
We have to do the right thing because
Yeah.
this is, it is an ESD.
Yes.
It's county, it's taxpayer money. End of the day. It's taxpayer money. And that's where we have to look at it.
Yes.
I understand he's beneficial to you, but we have to look at it.
No, like I said, I completely understand. Like I said, I do not agree with it too. If he is still part of this district, he's still gonna have to deal with me,
Yes, sir.
But like I said, I gotta wait for your decision.
Understood. Thank you,
good.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Take action on authorized use of district vehicles. Commissioner Santana,
We proceed as deliberated?
do you have a motion?
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Second.
We're not going to share what that decision is?
No, we will let him know right now. We can. Chief, your member has been banned for 30 days, and for 6 months, he cannot have a district take-home vehicle.
Chief, just to be clear, after 30 days, come back, but once after those 30 days are exhausted, then it's 6 months without a take-home fee.
Correct.
And that starts today?
That starts today.
That starts today. Okay.
I have a motion by Commissioner Barnes. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear who was. A second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Motion carries. Item number 25, discuss and approve the next meeting to take place on 17th of May. Any conflicts with the 17th?
No, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Butler, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Butler?
Aye.
Commissioner Santana?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes? Commissioner Avalos? Aye. Motion carries. Time is 7:38 PM. Adjournment.